Hello everyone, and welcome to this video. In this video we are going to be looking at Labyrinth of Galleria, the Moon Society. The game was developed by Nippon Ichi Software and is published by Nice America. Galleria is the spiritual successor of Labyrinth of Refrain, and as such you can expect Galleria to go to places that most other developers won't touch. Here's more about this not so nice fairy tale in the review. Our game story is about a young girl named Eureka who arrives at an old manor. She meets the Count and also a witch named Madame Martha. With her unique ability, she'll be used to help guide Fanti and the puppet soldiers through the mysterious labyrinth in order to collect the treasures within. And this is where the game fools you, because in the beginning it seems like a very nice happy-go-lucky fairy tale. But this game, just like how Labyrinth of Refrain was, is anything but that. With this being a dark, mature story, you're going to need to prepare yourself in body and soul. Whilst the game may be limited in its character movement via the visual novel aspects, the work put in by the voice acting with the characters truly is commendable. Eureka, for example, starts off very chipper and is happy with her new job. But as the story progresses and things become more sinister, you really hear and feel the difference in her tone, going from happy, sad, anger, revulsion, and more. Gameplay is split up into 3 parts. The first part is the visual novel half, which will tell you about the game's story. The second half is the exploration that you'll be doing in the dungeons, and the final part is the combat, which can be rather complicated to understand at first. Combat is turn-based and plays out a bit like a card stacking and tactical type game. You'll start off with 5 characters, but then through covenants you'll gain the ability to add more. So for example, your first slot could contain 3 mages, your second 3 archers, and your third 3 lancers, etc, etc, until eventually you'll end up with over 15 characters or more in your brigade. These will be either vanguard, rearguard or support. These graphics may look a bit simplistic to some, but don't let that fool you, because it's part of the game's charm. The way that combat and dungeon exploring looks may not seem that visually impressive at first, but trust me on this, give the game about 30 minutes and it'll suck you in with its story, voice cast, combat, and how the levels work. When exploring the labyrinth, everything works via a grid-based system. Think of it like a game of chess where you can move 1 space each time. Each time you move, so does the enemy. Having this type of system in place also adds a lot more to the difficulty, because the labyrinth is full of deadly traps, or it has areas which it forces you to go into, and because you only have a certain amount of moves available to you, every choice is suddenly that much more important in order to survive. I can only really recommend Labyrinth of Galleria to people who know exactly what they're getting into when buying this game. The game is exceptionally hard and never at any point ever lets up. Even by the time you have 12 or so characters in your party, it can still feel like you're chewing on broken glass, at times with how hard the combat can be, but also how complex the dungeons can get. Galleria also has some very deeply shocking and upsetting scenes in it. Refrain had those too, and Galleria has followed suit, only with this game, it's put things up a notch. So if you are prepared for a dark, mature story, complex dungeons, exploring, and combat which has a hard difficulty curve to it, then this is definitely the game for you. Well, that's it for this video guys, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and please subscribe.